Hi, I'm Alan, and today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the College of Valor Bard. Bards of the College of Valor are daring skalds whose tales keep alive the memory of the great heroes of the past, and thereby inspire a new generation of heroes. These bards gather in mead halls or around great bonfires to sing the deeds of the mighty, both past and present. They travel the land to witness great events firsthand and to ensure that the memory of those events don't pass from the world. With their songs, they inspire others to reach the same heights of accomplishment as the heroes of old. First up, you get bonus proficiencies when you join the College of Valor at 3rd level. You gain proficiency with medium armor, shields, and martial weapons. So, this is really simple, but it does go a long way. Gaining proficiency in martial weapons allows you to use whatever weapon you wish, which is really nice. Though you already had access to rapiers for just being a bard, and if you're going the dexterity route rather than the strength route, then the rapier is the best weapon to use anyway. Though I do like that you can be a bard with a greatsword or even a whip. That is pretty darn cool. Additionally, you get medium armor and shields, which does wonders in bringing your AC up to be higher and allows you to be a little bit more durable in combat. This feature gives a lot of quality of assurance and is necessary to help you be a mid-line fighter that can sometimes hold their own in the front line. I give this ability a 4 out of 5. You also get the feature called Combat Inspiration. Also at 3rd level, you learn to inspire others in battle. A creature that has a Bardic Inspiration die from you can roll that die and add the number rolled to a weapon damage roll it just made. Alternatively, when your attack roll is made against the creature, it can use its reaction to roll the Bardic Inspiration die and add the number rolled to its AC against the attack. After seeing the roll, but before knowing whether it hits or misses. Okay, so this is really simple, but cool combat flavor to add to your Bardic Inspiration utility. The bonus to AC is actually quite relevant. At best, at 6th level, you'll get a whopping +6 to you or your allies' AC. If your fighter friend is in full plate and has a shield, he can get up to a 26 AC. That same fighter companion could get upwards of a 32 once you become 17th level, and your Bardic Inspiration die is a D12. However, you can also roll a 1 on the die, and that is unlikely to make a difference as it's a +1 to AC only. When you consider using it on extra damage, it just gets worse. The problem with the bonus damage is that it's so small, that it is an absolute waste when it comes to your Bardic Inspiration. 1 to 6 damage at 3rd level is bad. 1 to 12 at 17th level is abysmal, and it's a steady slope downward between those two levels. The only way to get a little bit of value out of it is if you roll a critical hit and can double the added damage die. But even then, it's a bit of a stretch. It's bad when you compare it to Cutting Words, which effectively does the same thing as the AC ability, but you don't have to use your bonus action a turn prior to hand it out, and you can call the shots, so you make sure it's not getting wasted. It gets even worse when you begin to compare this to the College of Swords' unique inspiration ability. With one use of a Bardic Inspiration, the College of Swords Bard can get a bonus to AC for the turn and damage on the attack equal to the Bardic Inspiration die. No bonus action and no reaction required. I give this feature a 3 out of 5. Next up, we have every martial character's favorite, Extra Attack. Starting at 6th level, you can attack twice instead of once, whenever you take the attack action on your turn. Extra Attack is a really useful feature and is sure to be appreciated by the Valor Bard, as your damage output on melee attacks is effectively doubled. It is particularly nice for the strength-focused Valor Bards that are swinging around a D12 damage dice. However, it is an absolute shame that the Valor Bard doesn't get the same love as the Blade Singer, which came out way later than it and got the text of replacing an attack with a cantrip. I know the Bard doesn't get Booming Blade natively, and the Blade Singer from Tasha's came years after the Valor Bard was published in the player's handbook, but the class does suffer a bit from other options that are in the game now. I give this feature a 4 out of 5. Before we move to our next feature, I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you for getting this far in the video. I really do appreciate it, and if you gain any value from this video thus far and you'd like to see more of my content, please consider subscribing, or even just liking the video. It helps out the channel a lot. If not, that's totally okay. Thank you for watching anyway. Alright, our last feature is called Battle Magic. At 14th level, you have mastered the art of weaving spellcasting and weapon into a single harmonious act. When you use your action to cast a bard spell, you can make one weapon attack as a bonus action. Finally, this ability is pretty good and embodies the idea of the Valor Bard, slinging spells and hitting with your weapon. However, many other classes fulfill this archetype and fulfill it way sooner. Up until 14th level, your extra attack is going to be conflicting heavily with your spellcasting ability. While this helps to solve the issue a little bit, it's too little too late. For that reason, I'm giving this feature a 3 out of 5. It would be much higher if it came much sooner. If this was a 3rd or 6th level ability, the Valor Bard might be up there with one of the greats. I think the worst part of this subclass is that you would be better off taking a 1-level dip in Hexblade and being any other bard. The Hexblade dip grants the proficiency in medium armor, martial weapons, and shields. You become single ability score dependent, you get to Booming Blade or Green Flame Blade as a cantrip, plus you get another cantrip altogether, and you get a short last 1st level spell slot. You can just be a College of Valor Bard instead to get cutting words to make attacks miss for less action commitment. With 1 level dip, you get most of what this college has to offer. Time has really not been kind to this subclass. The College of Valor Bard was one of the very few spellsword subclasses that really had a foot in both worlds. But as time passed, more and more amazing archetypes have come out that can more gracefully and mechanically powerfully achieve that fantasy. Bladesinger Wizards, Hexblade Warlocks, and Battlesmith Artificers are the new kids on the block, and they have left the College of Valor Bards in the dust. Overall, I do have a soft spot for the College of Valor Bard. It is simple, elegant, and very straightforward. The final ability is pretty darn cool, and it fulfills my favorite D&D fantasy, the Gishy Spellsword. If you're new to 5e, then I totally give the College of Valor Bard a 4 out of 5. You have enough to worry about being a full caster with a weird expendable resource. The simple martial rules granted by the College of Valor Bard, along with the fulfillment of a very popular fantasy archetype, goes a long way for a new player. Not to mention, it is in the player's handbook, so you don't have to flip between source books. However, if you're a more experienced player looking for a mechanically powerful and dynamic character that has martial and magical abilities, you're better off looking elsewhere. That's why the official score I give the College of Valor Bard is a 2 out of 5. It has become outdated over time, but still holds a small, yet special place in the game. So, what do you think? Have I been a little bit too hard on the Valor Bard? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on your next short rest. I also wanted to give a super big shout out to those supporting me on Patreon. Those of local hero tier or higher are Robert Allen Klaus III and Painted Sky. Thank you so much.